what if? What if the rain falling outside your window actually holds a profound secret about your own spiritual journey?
That's a powerful thought to start with.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into the really deep teachings of Elder Michael Johnson. He's a master Hebraist of biblical law, as you know.
Indeed. And known for his unique approach.
We're focusing on his allegory, The Academy of Eternity, Mystery of Vapor. It's how he speaks in spiritual terms to unlock some pretty transformative truths.
That's right. Elder Johnson often speaks in similitudes, as he calls them, using his deep knowledge of Paleo Hebrew to connect complex ideas to things we see every day, like water.
So our mission today really is to unpack these intricate metaphors, these powerful insights from his lessons. We want to help you navigate these, deep waters.
Exactly. To uncover those nuggets of wisdom that might just clarify your own path. We're going to explore what Elder Johnson means when he talks about what it truly means to rise.
Okay, so let's dive right in. How does he take this image, this simple raindrop, and turn it into such a profound map for the spiritual journey? Let's get into that core metaphor.
All right, so he introduces this central image. Human souls are servant raindrops. That's the starting point.
Servant raindrops.
Okay.
And what's their initial state?
Well, initially, these raindrops, that's us in the allegory, were weighed down by what he calls heavy sediments of flesh.
Heavy sediments of flesh. What exactly are those? It sounds quite physical.
It does, but it's symbolic. These sediments represent earthly corruption, pride, fear, doubt, even rebellion. It's the weight preventing spiritual ascent.
Ah, okay. So it's not literal mud, it's the internal stuff.
Precisely. And Elder Johnson uses this really vivid imagery. He talks about us being trapped in the merry clay of this human existence, contaminated by the very ground that they were sent to bless.
Wow. Trapped and contaminating the ground we were meant to help. That's quite a picture.
It is. And the ultimate goal, then, for these raindrops, for our souls, is to overcome that, to rise as vapors towards heavenly purity.
To join an eternal congregation. So that rising, that's a spiritual evaporation.
Exactly. That's the term he uses. Spiritual evaporation. It's the process of transformation, of purification. It happens through Jehovah love and, crucially, obedience. Shedding those earthly attachments, those sediments.
Okay, shedding the sediments through love and obedience.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's a struggle involved.
Oh, absolutely. Elder Johnson immediately highlights this internal struggle. He describes two spirits kind of wrestling within each of us.
Like spirits.
Yeah. One spirit, he says, longs to rise as vapors unto your eternal congregation. That's that innate desire for spiritual ascension, for connecting with Jehovah's purpose.
Right, that upward pull. And the other spirit.
The other one pulls down. It seeks to remain anchored with the passing away. It's that pull towards earthly concerns, carnal comparisons, fleeting pleasures, things that keep us stuck.
That sounds very familiar, that tension. He even saw this in a vision.
He did. He shared that he witnessed this struggle directly, seeing countless servant raindrops fallen from the pure congregation above into accursed ground below. Just imagine that scene. The sheer scale of that struggle.
It's intense. And this internal conflict, it leads to a really important distinction he makes, doesn't it?
It does, a very profound one, between the children of promise and the children of the flesh.
Okay, let's break that down. The children of promise, who are they in this picture?
He likens them to Jehovah's living words. These are the ones who genuinely hear and respond to that Jehovah call to evaporate, to rise.
So they answer the call. And what happens to them?
They actually maintain their essential nature during that ascension process. They're preserved, and they go on to receive greater wisdom. They complete a sacred race, really, that leads them to glory.
And how do they manage that? What characterizes them?
Patience and discipline are key, and what the elder calls pure obedience of spirit. That's their path.
Patience, discipline, pure obedience. Got it. Now the contrast, the children of the flesh, how are they different?
Well, he describes them almost like imposters. They might look the part, they might mimic the appearance of truth, but they lack that essential Jehovah nature needed for the transformation.
So they don't have what it takes to actually evaporate.
Essentially, yes. Maybe they stay stagnant because they're too attached to earthly sentiments, or they sort of boil with violent emotions instead of warming with Jehovah love, or maybe they just outright resist the call to rise.
And their destiny. Sounds like it's not good.
No, it's quite sobering. Their destiny is judgment. The elder says they are taken away where the eagles are gathered to devour and what could not extend into heaven. A stark contrast, isn't it?
It really is. Taken away to be devoured versus rising to glory.
Wow.
Okay, so Given this goal, this spiritual evaporation,
Mm.
how do we actually do it? What are the practical steps Elder Johnson outlines?
Well, it starts with learning to release attachments from the ground. And that's broad. It's not just, hoarding
Right,
possessions.
it's deeper than that.
Much deeper. It's pride, fear, doubt. Even relationships that are built just on mutual benefit rather than, say, sacrificial service. Releasing all that weight.
Release the
Yeah.
attachments. What else?
Patience and discipline again. And maintaining what he calls a proper spiritual temperature.
Proper spiritual temperature, like not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly like that. He says we need to be warm enough to become vapor through Jehovah love. So open, receptive, not yet so heated by fleshly emotion that they lose their essential nature as living words. It's a delicate balance.
That makes sense. Warm with love, not boiling with fleshly passion.
Yeah.
And correction. Where did that fit in? Because releasing pride sounds like it might involve some correction.
It definitely does. And he frames correction really specifically. It should be seen as a gentle warming of Jehovah love, not some kind of personal attack on your pride. It's part of that purification process.
The gentle warming, I like that. It's about purification, not punishment.
At its core, yes. And interestingly, this individual journey, this ascent, it naturally leads somewhere else.
Where's that?
Towards community, towards seeking fellowship with others of the same journey.
So you rise, and then you find others who are rising too.
Precisely. And this collective body of purified saints, that's what he calls the clouds of witnesses, or the eternal congregation we mentioned earlier.
So it's not just an individual thing. There's a corporate element.
A huge corporate element. He emphasizes that individual ascension always serves a greater corporate mission. We're prepared through sharing of wisdom and the impartation of spiritual gifts within that body.
Which sounds like this continuous cycle you mentioned. An eternal circulation.
Absolutely. The eternal circulation of Jehovah love. That's the phrase. It describes this constant movement. Purified servants, the vapors, ascend. They receive a Jehovah commission.
Okay. They get their orders, so to speak.
Right. And then they descend. They come back down as anointed ambassadors to minister to those still trapped in that earthly corruption, still weighed down by the sediments.
So wait, ascension isn't about escaping the muck. It's about getting equipped to go back into it.
Exactly. That's a key point. Ascension is not an escape from service. It's an equipping for greater service.
Wow. That turns the usual idea of going to heaven on its head a bit, doesn't it?
It does. He uses the analogy of Jacob's ladder. Remember the angels ascending to get orders, then descending to execute them.
Yeah, I remember.
It shows how heaven and earth are joined by this constant movement of Jehovah's living word embodied by these servants.
And these descending ambassadors, they carry something.
They carry the waters of life. They become like rain of righteousness or showers of blessings to help transform the world below. It's this dynamic, unending cycle. Service, ascent, commission, descent, service again.
This idea of becoming living words really struck me too. Elder Johnson teaches we're not just following Jehovah's word, but we actually become it.
Yes. Sent forth to accomplish his will. He often brings up Isaiah 55:11, So shall my word go forth out of my mouth, shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which is pleased, and it shall prosper unto the thing whereto I sent it.
His word always accomplishes its purpose.
Always. And so, as living words, we embody Jehovah's character, his purposes in the world.
And that ties into obedience, doesn't it? He uses that phrase from the centurion servant.
Ah, yes. From Luke 7:8. I go when you sin, I come when you call. That signifies pure obedience, complete submission to Jehovah authority.
Contrasting with, what did he call it? Passive-aggressive rebellion.
Exactly. The rebellion of the flesh. This understanding of authority, this pure obedience. That's what allows true servants to perform greater works, like it says in John 14:12. Our alignment empowers us.
Okay, so we become living words, operating in pure obedience. And then he talks about these ascended believers becoming kings and priests unto Jehovah. Let's unpack those roles. What does he mean by priests?
Well, as priests, their role is mediation, mediating between Jehovah and people, offering spiritual sacrifices, maintaining sacred ordinances, basically bridging the gap that sin creates.
So representing Jehovah's holiness to people and people's needs to Jehovah.
Exactly, a role of sacred service, of connection.
Okay. And the king's part, what does that involve?
As kings, they exercise kingly authority, but, and this is crucial, as delegate representatives, they're under Jehovah's ultimate sovereignty.
So not ruling independently.
Never independently. They govern with righteous judgment. They establish Jehovah's order, defend the covenant community, but always, always under Jehovah's absolute authority. They extend his kingdom rule. They don't create their own.
That's a really important distinction. It's delegated authority.
Absolutely.
And what's so powerful here is how Elder Johnson connects this transformation, these roles, back to impacting the world. It's not just personal. He links it to being the salt of the earth for Matthew 5:13.
Right, meaning they don't just withdraw.
Right.
They actively preserve, they season, they act as catalysts for spiritual awakening in the world around them.
They're the overcomers from Revelations 12:11, refined by trials, demonstrating Jehovah's nature, living, as you said, in this world but not of the world.
It's a call to active, transformative engagement, but this leads us back to that sobering reality he emphasizes.
The separation.
Yes, that verse from Romans 9:6. Not all Israel which are of Israel. Just because someone looks the part doesn't mean they are part of the promise.
And those who remain lukewarm, as Revelations 3:16 warns.
They're identified as children of the flesh, and the consequence is stark. They will be spewed out. It really underscores the seriousness of our choice, our spiritual temperature.
So there's this clear impending separation coming. He mentions that image. Two are grinding together at a meal. One shall be taken, the other is going to be left behind.
And the ones taken, those are the children of the flesh, taken away to destruction. He links it to Matthew 24:28, where the eagles are gathered to devour their corrupted substance.
It's a frightening destiny. He cites Mark 9:44 too, doesn't he? About the fire and the worms.
Yes, where the worms die not and the fire is not quenched. And the lake of fire from Revelations 20:11. It's a terrible picture.
And why such a stark warning?
He explains it serves as an eternal testimony of his holiness of Jehovah, the precious nature of his salvation of Jehovah. It highlights the immense value of salvation by showing the alternative, a profound, sobering warning.
Okay. But conversely, the children of promise, they are the ones left behind.
Yes. In that specific illustration, left behind means preserved. Preserved to receive greater wisdom, to complete their sacred race, and ultimately to receive glory.
And their destiny is vastly different.
Completely. It's the new heaven and new earth. You see that in Revelations 21:1 and Isaiah 66:22. A perfect realm designed for these purified vapors, worshiping in perfect unity before Jehovah.
And becoming sources of life for others.
Exactly. Becoming fountains of hope to the hopeless, springs of life to the dying, the wells of salvation of Jehovah to those who thirst for righteousness. It's an incredible vision of eternal purpose fulfilled.
Wow. So bringing it all together, that simple metaphor, water, raindrop to vapor, it really does map out this entire profound spiritual journey. Purification, rising up, getting commission, coming back down, and the ultimate destinies.
And Elder Johnson's teaching makes it clear this isn't just a nice illustration. He presents it as a deep spiritual reality.
So for you listening, what are the key takeaways here? I think it's clear. Transformation is possible. That's the path set before us.
And redemption isn't just an idea, it's a real journey we can undertake.
And maybe most importantly, Jehovah's love, as the elder teaches, truly is stronger than every chain, every sediment that binds the soul to corruption.
But that choice, the choice to ascend through obedience and love or to remain earthbound, well, it has eternal consequences. That's undeniable in his teaching.
Absolutely. Which leads to maybe a final thought to ponder.
Go on.
If every drop of rain, every wisp of vapor really does bear witness to Jehovah's eternal purpose, as the elders suggest, well, what part of your everyday life might be a hidden parable? Something waiting for you to discern its deeper spiritual truth?
That's a great question to leave folks with. Looking for the parables in the everyday.
We really trust this deep dive has offered you some new insights, maybe a renewed perspective on this transformative journey that's set before all of us.
We hope so.
Until next time, shalom.